What's up, y'all? JR Raymond back again, coming to you from BowlerX Pro Shop and Training Center inside Waterford Lanes, where today we're going to take out that new 3D offset, the Assault. Now, I did some different layouts on this. This is going to be one of my standard layouts now that I'm probably putting on the rest of my Brunswick balls and all my other bowling balls, because we did some learning. We did some figuring out of what I actually need to do based on my tilt, my rotation that I like to play, and the things that I like to do. These are the types of layouts that I have to use more often. So we went with a 60 by 2.5 inch pin by 70. So that puts the pin right up next to my ring. It's kind of like a stacked type of layout for most people. And this is that more strong, continuous type of motion that I've been looking for rather than the real skid flippy. So I'm gonna take it out here. I'll show you what we've got. I've got the 44-foot PBA version 1 pattern out here. It is a tougher pattern, so don't expect it to strike every time, but we can really pay attention to what the ball is doing and what it's capable of. So we're gonna take it out here and see what it's got here in a minute, so stay tuned. All right, here we go. So we're going to take this this new 3D offset Assault out here, and I'll show you. For those that didn't see the other video, I did change the layout. It is the pin right next to my ring down, and the mass bias kicked out. And the reason I did this is because of trying to match layouts based on my tilt a little bit better. The areas that I struggle in, these layouts, from what I can tell so far, seem to be fixing that area. So we're going to take it. I got 44 feet out here, tough pattern, one that usually requires urethane to start to be able to keep the ball in control. But we'll start around that 8, 9, 10, 11-inch range, and we'll see what this thing's got. So, flat pattern, really tough to keep the ball in control on these types of patterns because they are longer. This is 44 feet, which actually is pretty close to the same as what the house shot is here. But because the oil is equal in the middle part of the lane to the outside part of the lane, you have stuff like this happen. Now I'll show you. I'll throw one to the right into what we call the out of bounds. You notice the difference there is when you get it to the outside, you don't have the dry boards over there to help the ball get back to the pocket. So instead, it hangs in the oil, and you miss the head pin right. So that shows you what we're bowling on, so just keep that in mind. So now you can truly see what the ball is doing. It's not being corrected by the pattern. We have to make good shots to get it to the right spot. So we're just basically doing the same thing. I'm gonna move 5 left here and see what this ball does. Okay, not bad. Very good, strong motion, you can see. Now you notice this is a 2.5 inch pin for me, and you notice how it's still hooking a lot. Everybody thinks, oh, these short pins, they're gonna flare less and they're not gonna hook, and you know, all these different falsehoods. That is just not true. If you look at this 2.5 inch pin, look how much that ball still flares. Still quite a bit, still pretty wide flare. So that is absolutely not the case. You have to get much shorter pins. You'd have to get closer to like 1.5 inch pin for it to really, I don't know what the exact number is. It's under 2 inches. I think it's either 2 inches or 1.75 inches when the flare actually starts to reduce because you're laying the core down too much. I don't know. I'd have to look that up for sure. That's one area I'm not sure of. All right, we're moving 5 left again. Let's see what this thing does. I like the motion. I definitely like the motion a lot. You see now we're tripping 4 pins. Tripping 4 pins is always good. And I'm not even rotating it really much. Probably at that 40, 45 degrees. Nothing crazy. But this thing really reads the middle of the lane nice and continues off. Let's go 5 more left. Now we'll start to rotate it a little bit. Try to get to that 55 degree area. Oh, that's right. Oh, it's right, and it still got there. Enough rotation made it pick up still, so that's good. That's good. It was just too far down the lane. And that's that 44 feet. That's all the volume. This is over 30 mils. So that's going to make the ball travel further down lane before it really tries to get going. So it probably needs a little bit more surface to be playable right now. All right, let's try that shot again. I'm going to try to not throw it as far right. There you go. Not as far right, but at big forward. So all the rotation helps it pick up and get going left. But on this flatter pattern, very difficult. Very difficult. Let's move 5 more left. Still rotated a bunch. Ooh, that's really good. Yeah. See, 2.5 inch pin, you can still see it make a pretty sharp motion off the end of the pattern with the rotation. So don't let anybody fool you. Now, granted, it is determined a lot. You know, for a higher tilt player, the short pins are not going to be very effective for you. They're going to be the opposite for you. They're going to make you lose your tilt early. Your ball's going to basically try to puke on itself early if you're a higher tilt player using short pins. Now, if you're a lower tilt player like me, the short pins actually help you get the ball through the front part of the lane and retain its tilt a little bit longer so it doesn't puke on itself. So if you're a lower tilt player, you may want to try layouts like this. All right, now I'm up against the ball return, see what happens. This thing, it still gets going, man. Super strong. I like it. I like it a lot. It's definitely going to be an option. So what I got to do over the next week is I got to figure out, okay, which 6 balls, I think, do I really, really like with this layout? And then I need to drill 6 more of them with my standard 5-inch pin layout. And then I think I have a good 12-ball arsenal. I'm going to get in front of the ball return now, just to see if it'll still curve. Oh, tripping 4s. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the value of this cover with the bigger, with the ASIM core. Definitely very nice. You know, and then when you see something like, here we go, we'll compare to the smaller ASIM core of the Effect Tour. And I don't know which cover is stronger, but I know this core isn't as strong. It's a lower differential ball. You see how much further down lane that one gets before it makes its motion, makes a quicker motion to get through the pin. So that is really cool. So let me throw this red one more time here. Show you what it looks like a little bit straighter again, with more roll forward. Trying to keep it in play. You see how much it just picks up the middle of the lane before it really makes its motion. All right, there you go. So that is that new 3D offset hammer, the Effect, or no, not the Effect, the Assault, with the different layout, with a little bit more strong layout, something more similar to what you guys are going to be laying your bowling balls out to. So now you can really see the capabilities of these balls. You're not watching them all do the same thing, basically get down to the corner and then just go left. So now we can really see what these balls are capable of now that I have layouts that are more tuned into what I do. I've been kind of doing a lot of it wrong for a little while now. I've been trying to go the opposite way, trying to slow my bowling balls down to make them not go forward. And I've only been making it worse and worse with what I was doing. And it was working for a little bit, but now we've got some better options. We'll see how it goes. But there you go. If you want to get one of these red balls right there, go ahead and hit the link in the description, and we'll get you one over at BowlerX.com. Otherwise, come over here. I got some over at BowlerX Pro Shop and Training Center, and we will get you taken care of. But until next time I'm out of here, we'll see you guys later. Take care.